here in the booth, but it is going to be a great matchup between these two. The Argonauts would love to sweep the season series 3-0. They'd love to win back-to-back games here, set the tone for a potential playoff matchup. In Montreal, just want to get some confidence going and rolling. The booming boot of Boris Beatty kicks things off as we are underway in Week 15 on a Friday night football doubleheader as Chandler Worthy crosses the 25 outside to the 30. And good starting field position here for Cody Fajardo. Didn't do much wrong last week, Matty, but he still ended up in the loss.
Yeah, you got to have the ball to do stuff right, and he didn't have the ball enough. And then when they did, they just couldn't hang on to it. Cody Fajardo's tough as nails, got his team off to a 4-6 start. 6-6 on the season, and really in tough here tonight in his own backyard. He's got Keon Julian Grant back, got a different running back behind him, so
it is Walter Fletcher in the backfield as William Stanback is out this week. I'll begin with a show to Fletcher and flip it out. That is Keon Julian Grant making the grab, and a flag comes up quickly here on the first offensive play for the Alouettes.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to see. We got bird's eye view up here, no pun intended, talking about the Owls, and this is going to be Slade. He just kind of gets hooked up with his
holding. Montreal, number 6. It's a 10-yard penalty. Repeat, first down.
Yeah, there's a couple of them down there, and they've got Philpott, number 6, caught him for cheating out there already. Yep. First play of the game. Come on, man.
It's the Alouettes backwards here as their first offensive play. It was 6-on-6, Pickett and Philpott, and I think Philpott lost the battle and had to do something to try and get back into that one. So it'll back him up to 1st and 20.
He was going underneath. Just let him go, because if he's going underneath, he's not going to be in a position to catch.
Fajardo looks to throw on 1st and long, and it is complete underneath, spinning away from the first tackle, and then brought down by Robbie Smith. It is Austin Mack as we get a look at Mack and the rest of the Owls offense.
Yeah, Cody Fajardo's got his team out there, and I've got Matt circled here, and he's one of 3 offensive linemen in Callender and Lawrence that have been in all the games this year, and then Fletcher draws in for the injured William Stanback, and see if we can get Austin Mack for 60 minutes tonight as he was ejected early in the ball game last week.
See if they go to him here. Their leading receiver on the season is down. He goes. It's Cody Fajardo. Seen a lot of that this season. That is Winton McManus, his 2nd sack of the campaign.
Yeah, and you know, make that number 38 on the season. There's Winton right here, and they're going to run a little twist game, get a little help, and always nice to make that happen. He comes in late, kind of got the beneficiary of playing with Falarin Aramalade, who forced him back into Winton. He'll take that all day. That's what Toronto does, better than anybody in the Canadian Football League.
9 sacks on the year for Aramalade as he forces the pressure and creates an opportunity here for Toronto to get the football for the first time in this ball game since the opening kickoff. Javon Leake returning it after a 55-yard punt. A great tackle on the play that time. That's Zach Lindley down the field, his 9th special teams tackle of the season.
Yeah, 2nd-year player from Western. Just this is all about effort. They introduced this crew at the beginning of the ball game for the home crowd here, and that was kind of special. You don't see that very often when the special teams are being introduced, and got them fired up. And that's a heck of an open field tackle by Lindley. Making
a contribution. I wonder what was happening. I heard Bryce Notree's name.
Right, it was all going on, man. They were coming out one after another. I said, this is pretty cool.
Here comes Chad Kelly and the Argonauts offense here. 18 touchdowns through the air, 9 interceptions for Kelly. He'll look to throw on 1st down. That's A.J. Ouellette, who pounded the Alouettes last Saturday back at home against BMO, and we get a look at Chad Kelly. Good conversation. A quick one with him this week. He was all business.
He was all business, and he was going through everything that he learned last week in this ball game and talking about how patience was critical for him, and he just doesn't really like having to be patient and check it down all the time like you saw there, but boy, he was effective, and his first time in a while he hadn't thrown a touchdown pass. He's looking to correct that here tonight.
Kelly with 2nd and 6 after the opening completion to Ouellette. Looks to the wide side of the field, steps forward, and a little sidearm flick. This one completed to David Unger, and why not go to him? He catches 95% of the targets thrown his way for a big Toronto first down.
Yeah, that's what jumps out at you, and he's right here. He's going to run a dig route, which is about a 20-yard crossing pattern. You're going to watch quarterback get flushed, and you drop his launching port and stick it on him. And Unger, as you said, Marshall, And he catches the ball when it comes his way. That's on the back end, too. That's a nice job. Fourth-year player from Idaho, just getting it done, man, every time the ball comes his way.
264 yards coming in. He adds 29 here as this time Kelly looks to the outside. Some contact there. Flips it back the direction of Unger as we get a look at the Argonauts offense led by Chad Kelly.
Yeah, it starts with that run game, the big boys up front, fresh off a 3-year contract. Peter Castro, gotta love that. Get him signed up. That's a good call by the Argonauts. And A.J. Ouellette, he's a beneficiary of that offensive line doing their thing. And of course, Andrew Harris and Tommy Neal. I got him highlighted because he went off. Had a career high 84 yards last week. I expect him to be part of this receiving corps explosivity down the stretch.
Without Cam Phillips and Curly Gittens Jr., they'll have to go some different directions as Kelly going backwards here. A sack. The first in 4 games against the Toronto Argonauts. They're the best in the CFL, allowing sacks on only 3% of dropbacks.
Yeah, Beverett, I believe he's right here, coming in off the edge, second man off the edge, inside unblocked, and yeah, it's gonna happen every time. Yeah, that's too easy. That's just a mishap up front. It happens. Just doesn't happen very often with the Toronto Argonauts.
Tyrese Beverett, 3rd sack of the season, so a couple of linebacker sacks kicking things off here in week 15 between Wynton McManus and Tyrese Beverett. Boris Beatty angles this one on towards the man celebrating his birthday today. Will he celebrate it with a touchdown? Not on this play, but he is always dangerous. Nearly had a touchdown last week against the Argonauts as Tyrese Beverett making plays after Wynton McManus sets the tone defensively for the Toronto Argonauts.
All day long, giving this team good field position.
40-yard punt, 30 return, only 10-yard difference in field position thanks to Worthy's explosiveness. Blitz here right into the face of Fajardo. He throws into it. It is complete, and Austin Mack wants to go for a run, stays on his feet, goes backwards for a yard or two, but the always exciting Austin Mack happy to be in uniform and on the field tonight.
Yeah, Mack's right here. It's just going to be a quick slant as he's just going to take it right in here. Ball's going to be delivered quickly, and then Mack tries to make something happen. Actually goes against him and his effort that he puts out here, but as Corey Mace, defensive coordinator for the Argonauts, says that it is tackled by population for his football team, and there you see it, a lot of people arriving at the ball.
Gain of 11, love that from Mace. Tackle by population. We'll see if they do again here as Fajardo has to spin out to his left, finds an open receiver. It's Philpott knifing forward. He gets a gain of 7 or 8 on the play, and Fajardo, the trademark spin to his left and finds the open Philpott.
Yeah, but yeah, that's a quarterback. All quarterbacks work on that. You know that. Marshall stepping out of the tire, and then boom, little flick, and he's got Philpott out in the flat, and he does the rest. Well, I just love watching him touch the football. He makes a lot of things happen, and I think Cody Fajardo looks fine right now early. I mean, he's seeing it quick. The ball's coming out. He's got a little rhythm going here in the second drive. 3
for 3 to begin the football game here as he will fake the run, step forward, wants a home run shot down the left side. Peters versus Mack, up in the air, and incomplete. By the time the ball arrived, it was a 3-pack of coverage, and a late flag comes out. Looks like Peters had a little something to say to Mack.
It was late. Yeah, and I mean, Cody's chunks it as far as he can, and Mechie's has to really work hard to get back to get involved in this
10-yard
play.
misconduct penalty. Toronto, number 3. It's a 10-yard penalty. First down.
Yeah, so no PI. Just some misconduct after the play. Jamal Peters gets called. Here's a look at it. One-on-one, you can see Mechie arrive and creates a third party in the mix here. Actually breaks that pass up. And then, wow, I didn't see a whole lot going on there, but evidently that's a 10-yard penalty.
Yeah, it said something. Got the attention of the officials, so it'll extend the drive.
Let's take another look at it. I mean, it's collision sport.
Walter Fletcher gets his touch in the backfield and rolls forward. The Argonauts starting defense there with Jamal Peters taking the flag, but a really talented group from top to bottom.
Yeah, for Ramlade, 9 sacks. Just getting it done this year. He told me he wants to be defensive MOP earlier before the season started. Wynton McManus, the guy who does everything for that football team. And then you've got Stiggers on the corner. Come on, this kid from Best Academy High School. Didn't play college football. It's like canvas out there. Pristine canvas. Is learning every day. You can learn from this guy, Darius Pickett, just making it happen.
2nd and 3 conversion here as Fletcher tucks in behind Pierre-Olivier Lestage and Nick Callender on that left-hand side.
Yeah, just closing off the edge and quickly. He makes that happen. Does so much for this football team. High energy player, can do everything out there. Shows in his stats. Just insane.
Let's look here from the Argonauts. It's an inside handoff and going nowhere quick. Ball is out, but they'll whistle it dead for now. The Argonauts believe that was supposed to be live as everybody, including Rimolade, was chasing after it.
Yeah, ball was out, and then the whistles came. Well, blow the whistle earlier.
Wayne Hendricks right in the middle of it there as Fajardo thankfully didn't have to go for about a 70-yard run backwards chasing a Rimolade.
Yeah, this is what this Toronto Argonaut defense does. Just creates turmoil like that. You said blitz, and it's basically a run blitz in that situation on 1st and 10, just covering, locking down all the gaps, and they got to the ball carrier in a hurry there. Forward progress was stopped, and looking at 2nd and long.
4 receivers to the top of your screen for Cody Fajardo here on 2nd and long. They'll check it down to the flats. Some time and space. Bill Pott knifes his way up to the 25. It'll be about 4 yards shy of the first down yardage required.
A good example of the young ball player in Quantez Stiggers in space. And you're going to watch off the edge, bang him, head out to the flat. Cody tries to look the defense off, let him get to the drops, and then Stiggers comes up and makes a nice open field tackle, something he's been doing all season long. He's a gifted athlete learning on the fly here at the professional level.
David Cote ready to knock this one through from a very manageable distance. 32 yards away, and it is good. The Alouettes first on the board in a quick first quarter. Both teams running the rock and completing a lot of passes on a picturesque evening here in Montreal.
Still figuring out, yet he's figured out that it doesn't have to be all about him. It took me forever. I don't know if I've ever figured that out, Marshall.
Settled in nicely. He completes this one. It's DeMonte Coxey making the grab for a gain of 5 as we look more at the 10-2 start of Chad Kelly and the Toronto Argonauts here and what that means to CFL history.
Rarefied company. That guy right there, I know a lot about. That guy right there, I know a lot about. Zuger, I know a lot about. And that's rarefied company right there, man. Jim Van Pelt, Ken Johnson up in there, Chad Kelly with some big-time names getting it done.
2nd down and 5, goes with a hard count here, checks out the Montreal defense. 5 options available, gets it out of his hand quickly. Flag up in the defensive backfield for now. It's a Tavares Daniels grab. That'll be his 34th of the year.
Yeah, from that back judge there, you got to figure it's got to be something about numbers here going on.
Too many players. Montreal. It's a 10-yard penalty. 1st down.
Substitution error looks like there as they're trying to mix and match these linebackers, Matty, and trying to figure out who's actually getting on the field with the addition of Darnell Sankey.
Why not? We'll count them up there. Look at this. Yeah, and we got 4 across the front. Yeah, that's definitely cheating. I like it though, man. I can see if they're on their toes.
Trying to find creative ways to get Sankey and Avery Williams on the field together. That's not going to do it. This will for A.J. Alouette. Right down the pipe. Bouncing off tacklers all the way to the 26-yard line for Ouellette as he picks up where he left off after a 100-yard rushing attempt last week.
Yeah, just a lot of good stuff going on up here, and then A.J.'s coming right down the pipe, baby. Get some.
Argonauts go quickly out of the hands of Kelly once again. It's Tommy Neild all the way down to the 10-yard line this time.
Was that a seam route? Did I just see a seam route right there with Tommy Neal?
Stop and knife there from Tommy Neal.
Oh, yeah.
The Argos go quick. Once again, they did a lot of this on Saturday against Montreal. Just an impromptu pickup of pace.
Tempo rhythm. Gotta love it.
17 yards to Neal. They go back to him, diving inside the 5. They'll be stopped, but Toronto in a rhythm undoubtedly right now.
Yeah, got them on their heels. That's what you want to do. You want to work fast, make defenders defend, and be offensive offensively. And you get in a rhythm, tempo. People always talk about it. We talked about it last week with Jake Mayer. We saw it late with Trey Ford last week in the ball game. We're seeing it right here with another young quarterback, and Chad Kelly got his team moving. Now what do? They decide to huddle up because it's getting down to the nitty-gritty down here in the 2.
41 times the Argonauts have been deep inside opponent territory. 29 times they come away with touchdowns. Kelly hands it off. A.J. Oulette drives the legs to the goal line. Touchdown Argos. Their 21st rushing touchdown of the regular season. At best in the CFL by 7 touchdowns.
Yeah, and as this play draws out and Kelly goes through his cadence, you can see everybody kind of condensing here. If you just roll it, see everything condensing into a small box. And now it's just going to be man on man. We're going to root you out. A little hole here, and it doesn't need much. He gets lower and then keeps driving, gets the help from Allen, and 330 pounds is going to help you all day long. And that's just impressive. That's a big-time response drive by the Argonauts here in the first quarter.
6 plays, 70 yards in just 2.5 minutes. And the Argonauts have controlled the tempo early on. They've also controlled the scoreboard in first quarters this year. 107 points scored. And they are plus 17 from second place Winnipeg. Montreal, not great this year in first quarters. The Argonauts, the script going according to plan. Give it to 34, pound the rock, and find the end zone.
List, and you go out there and you execute it by yourself, and things seem to work out really well because you trust your eyes, you're playing with the rhythm, playing pitch and catch with those guys in the huddle, controlling things, and that's what happened there on that drive.
Worthy gets another shot at a kick return here. Had a monster one last week. Boris Beatty had to bring him down. This time, Beatty won't get a chance. Benoit Marion makes the tackle, and Cody Fajardo gets possession back for the Alouettes. Now trailing after a early field goal after A.J. Oulette.
And Toronto does a great job of doing that, and they certainly preach that on that side of the football. Corey Mace got his team going.
Doing it through some injuries as well. This time Fajardo pumps, looks to take a shot, and goes down once again. This time it is number 95, Brandon Barlow at a Boston College, getting his 5th quarterback sack of 2023.
Yeah, and speaking of Corey Mace, defensive coordinator, he says that Brandon is one of those guys that's vastly improved this year from year 1 to year 2. He's right on the edge of the line, gets off a little late, which kind of benefits him because he's wrapping out underneath, and Cody thinks he's got a lane to step up into, and Barlow says, nope. Let's look at Corey Mace choreographing things out here.
Fajardo will work 2nd and 15. Steps forward, quarterback draw. With Justin Lawrence out in front, the former Argonaut, now the center of the Alouettes, leads the way for a pretty good pickup in the called quarterback run, something we haven't seen much of the first half of the season, but all of a sudden we hit September and Jason Moss opened up the playbook.
Yeah, it just comes right through here, and it's going to open up and watch the tackles, invite the ends up the field, get up there, just slap them out of the way, try to get up to second level, get in front of somebody, just put your hands on them, get your big body in front of the way, picks up about 13 there, puts them in 3rd and about 1.5 yards, and they're going for it on their own 36-yard line. Whew.
Interesting call here. Backed up. We'll see if they do snap it. Caleb Evans in as the short yardage quarterback. Flags are up. And Evans looks like he would have got it anyways, but
Toronto thinks going to help him out here.
As Evans makes his way off the field, 31st carry of the season, handling the short yardage responsibilities after going 2-0 as a starter earlier this year.
That ain't bad.
Offside, Toronto, number 92. It's 5-yard penalty, first down.
Go in there, do your job, come back out, play 5, 6, 7, 8 snaps a game, pick up check.
It's a nice living.
Go work out, play some video games. I know that's what Caleb's doing. 3rd-year player from Louisiana Monroe. down there in Montreal, Louisiana, close to my alma mater.
Austin Mack in motion here, flying to the flats. That's where they'll go. Fajardo completes once again. Mack cuts it back. That'll be close to another first down up near the 50.
That was awesome. That was awesome. The way he was cutting back in there, it's just kind of like cutting, going hard left, coming across the field. Now he starts, whoa, just keep going.
You get real suspicious real quick when Austin Mack starts flying down the line of scrimmage as a motion receiver, though, don't you?
Whoa, he's one of the best receivers in the league. Somebody get him. And he's anticipating the posse coming inside out, and took him a while to get there, picking up 9 right there.
Caleb Evans back into the ball game. Put the video games on hold for a second here, Matty. He's got some work to do. Takes the snap, rolls to his left, tries to throw it sidearm, knocked down. Jamal Peters right there, as they tried to play fast and loose on the final play of the first quarter.
Why not, right? Second and short, give it a shot. Didn't work out. Stay in there, try to pick it up after the quarter.
They will flip ends of the field here. After a first quarter that saw a couple of sacks from these two teams getting after the quarterbacks. A 7-3 score for the Argos as they try to advance to 11-1 for the first time in a long time. Montreal 7-3 at this point. Austin Mack back in the fold, getting a couple of touches here and there. Obviously trying to work him in as well. The creative play calling of the Montreal Alouettes in focus.
Yeah, I like it. And what surprised me was Montreal, a quick start, putting 3 points on the board. They couldn't capitalize with the major, but drove the ball down the field, got a sack. That's right, a quarterback sack for the first time in 5 games on that Toronto Argonaut offensive line, and Chad Kelly. But Chad Kelly bounced right back and starts with the offensive line and his football team. They controlled it. You saw Alouettes go off for a big run and tempo, and bang, they find the end zone. Montreal's trying to respond.
Incompletion on 2nd and 1 to end the first quarter. Caleb Evans stays on the field, leans his way across, needed to get just to the edge of the 51 in Montreal's side of the field. And he will get it. They'll move the chains, and Cody Fajardo goes back to work after what I think we could say was an efficient yet pedestrian perhaps first quarter.
Yeah, but they can't be settling for pedestrian anymore. They're playing with the big boys right now, the best in the league, and the Toronto Argonauts, and they got to play beyond themselves and play clean football, unlike last week. And looks like there's a timeout here.
So Fajardo gets an extra second to think things through and talk it over.
Sometimes it's not a bad thing, right? A lot going through your head, sorting out what are we getting on 1st and 10? Is it everything we anticipated? Yeah. One of the Argos took a knee there.
Yeah, Deontay Knight, 10th overall pick last May, back in 2022 out of Western. This is the reason you have, by the way, Dunnigan and I calling the game tonight is because Rod and Dwayne not allowed in their contract with TSN to work together before Queens and Western play a game the next day. So that's a showdown going down tomorrow in the OUA down the road.
News to me, but I totally get it. I totally get it. Listen to that nonsense 24/7.
Fajardo rolls.
Louisiana Tech.
Rolls to his left. He does flip it out. Thought about it twice, maybe thrice, and finally gave it to Walter Fletcher.
Yeah, you know, this is that extra time that he had to think about executing that specific play. There's just a little freelance going on there. He says, I'm not taking that hit. You take it, Walter. Walter in there, of course, for William Stanback, who went on the 1 game this week. Look at Jason Moss. Talk to his players and feel like he's right where he needs to be. Very comfortable in his role in Montreal as head coach and loves it here.
Fletcher coming in, just 25 carries and 8 catches. Expect to see a lot of him this evening. As Fajardo hit as he throws over the top, up for grabs, incomplete for now, but a flag is down. And did Stiggers cross the legs of Austin Mack too soon?
Yeah, a little bit of pressure in Cody's face as you're going to think with Sean Oakland barreling down on you. Costigan rolling in there. And then this is the post pattern. I think Stiggers has got it. Yeah, excuse me, he's right here. One receiver, he's going to run a little post. Explosive right there. Back trying to get down the field. Stigers just, they kind of click heels. Catch feet there, and he goes down. Right there.
Now they're walking.
Accidental defensive pass interference. Toronto, number 42. It's a 10-yard penalty and an automatic first down.
Yeah, we saw the replay there. Quantez Stigers, he didn't intend to, right? And
Instead of getting a 45-yard chunk, you know, you get a 10-yard chunk because it was accidental.
And I know people laugh at the definition of accidental pass interference, but there needs to be a difference in the rule book between actively stopping a receiver from being able to play the football, or just playing the ball in the air. So it's a good job by the officials being able to reel that one back in. And it will still be 1st and 10 for Montreal. Toronto side of the field. Fajardo, quick drop over the middle. Winton McManus squeezing the window down. He already has a sack. He was looking for an interception as well.
Yeah, just getting 4 verticals here on the wide side of the football field, and tight end releases and trying to find him, and Winton closes it from the backside. Number 48 is going to watch him in his drop. He's right here, and then he's going to just drop this way and then squeeze back and tighten that window. And Cody Fajardo looks left and then tries to stick it in there. Winton's there, as well as Pickett. 2 other secondary players over the top.
Play the drive here from Montreal. Pressure is on. Fajardo gets it away. Just misses high. Incomplete. Intended for Tyson Philpott. As a Darius Pickett, another outstanding linebacker from this Argos defense, making it tough on Philpott to get the completion.
Yeah, and that ball sails on Cody Fajardo, and people going like, man, he was wide open. Yeah, but you got Barlow and Oakman, everybody collapsing that pocket.
Well, I'm going to ask you, Manny, though, is how are you supposed to squeeze balls in against this defense of McManus, Pickett, Tavares, McFadden, Jamal Peters? Everybody's got length out here.
They do have length, and there was a spot there, but Cody had pressure, and we often talk about sacks. We got to talk about pressures and hurries. That was a hurry.
Von Leek ready to return here from Joseph Zima, who hacks this one down inside the 10. As Leek, leading combined yardage man for the Argonauts this season, gets a little bit of love as Darnell Sankey, wearing the ace #1, signed on Monday, and excited to be back in the CFL. More on him when we return.
Teammates, one day when they were warming up in training camp before scrimmage, well, Levin walked over and said, "You're going to be an all-star this year." For Sankey, he said he will never forget that. For Levin to see the potential in him early on in his career meant so much. He went on to win the All-Star 2021 Player of the West. He for sure gave Levin a call to say thank you. Picked up the phone just a few weeks ago to ask Levin about the Alouettes and the culture. Guys, I think he sold him on it.
Yeah, I would say so, Kenzie. Thank you. As running here is Andrew Harris around the right-hand side. And a flag comes up, likely heading the other way, but Matty, you saw Darnell Sankey there. He said, I can blitz, I can stop the run, I can get out in space, all the rest. And we asked him his mentality this week, and he said the mentality of a middle linebacker in the CFL has to be anywhere, anytime, no fear.
Yeah, anybody, anytime, let's go. You know, downhill player can cover, can run, and he feels like he can go head-to-head with anybody. And I think what you heard Sean Lemon say was encouragement of a young player coming in the league and trying to give him confidence, said, yeah, you belong here. In fact, kid, you're going to be an all-star. And to me, that's just recognizing talent, and that's what Sean Lemon did. Maybe the Lemonator, after he's through with his playing career, he can go to coach and maybe player personnel.
Scouting, he seems to see the game pretty high. A nice little spin move there from the veteran Harris. Another flag is down as the Argonauts offensively sending themselves backwards here on a couple of real nice attempts on the ground, with Andrew Harris getting some love.
Yeah, they're going to have to go half the distance to the goal line if it is in fact holding again about the Argonauts. So it'll be first in about 25.
We'll talk it through, this Argonauts offense. 50 penalties coming in, most penalized, a lot of them procedures and holding calls.
I think that's because of the talent of the running backs. They don't go down. They hit the hole and they bounce and break tackles. Then they bounce. Next thing you know, you're out of your cylinder as an offensive lineman and you're grabbing on somebody, and the officials go, hey, I got to throw the flag now, big guy.
Officials have talked it over, conferred with the sidelines. A shame for Andrew Harris.
There's no infraction for face mask on the play. Second down.
They waved that one off. It wasn't a holding call.
You did or you didn't? Yeah. So the play stands. downs, and we're looking at 2nd and 5. That's not bad. Sweet.
Turns out the spin move does count. So Harris gets a nice piece back. A.J. Alouettes checks back into the ball game here. A gain of 12 yards on the play. There's Kelly with Unger, Dejon Brissett, and Tommy Neild, all Nationals to his left. Kelly looks that way, now fades back right, pumps, takes off, uses the legs, and it's a first down Toronto with number 12 taken off.
Yeah, this is something that he does and does well. Doesn't do it often, but he's certainly got the ability to. We saw it last year in the Grey Cup, 2nd and 19. It was just beautiful. And he's got this ability all day long. Talk to anybody. I was talking to Pinball before the game. Watch Sankey do his thing here. Cover, 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 get back. Uh-oh. We got one breaking loose. Yeah, and Pinball says, Matt, he's tough like you were. And I said, wow. So that's, I love that. I love to hear that about, and that's Chad Kelly. He's tough as nails, and that's coming from his general manager.
It looks like there's an injured Alouette down here on a big collision. Tommy Neild catching it out of the backfield.
Thank you, right there. Watch him do his thing. For his liking, that's probably too far down the field.
Gets there.
Neild is continuing to show out here in this first half.
Deontay Evans is the injured.
Deontay just getting back in the lineup too.
Yeah, 3 interceptions early in the season. We'll step away as Deontay Evans chats it over with the training staff.
They found some continuity there offensively and some spark, and provided by Trey Ford, and they're going to be a tough out down the stretch.
A.J. Alouettes takes the handoff here. That's right down that near hash. I know we had the conversation this week, Matty, whether it be Chad Kelly here in this game or Trey Ford out there in Edmonton, Jake Dolagala you like, Jake Mayer. There's a new wave, and it's not just guys filling in with injuries. There's a lot of talent at quarterback bouncing around right now.
Yeah, Crumb Dog Millionaire out there in Ottawa. I love that kid. You got VA out on the West Coast. It looked like we hadn't seen them play forever. It's like the second time I've said that this year, because their buys just seem like they come and they're like extended buys. And I mean, it's like you get back together in camp and say you hadn't seen a guy in 2 weeks. I miss watching them play.
Chad Kelly on 2nd and 7. Looks into a window here. DeVaris Daniels, the intended receiver, and Kelly angry at himself for that one as it faded just over the hands of DeVaris.
Yeah, and I'm just watching DeVaris do his thing here, and DeVaris is open here, and Chad tried to fit it in a tight window, and he's moving his feet a little bit and leaning hard to his left, and yeah, he's just trying to figure it out there, and he's not happy with the result, obviously, when off the football field in a tight ball game, meaningful one, trying to secure and lock down.
Boris Beatty versus Chandler Worthy. Once again. Really high spiraling boot.
Impressive what he's doing for Haggerty.
Coverage unit down the field. And it is Jones. That time after a 48-yard punt, right up around the average for Beatty. Filling in for Haggerty.
Yeah, Jones doing his thing there. Oftentimes spots in defense and plays a linebacker for the Toronto Argonauts, and there, second-year player from Toledo, earning his stripes, forcing out a tough ball carrier, and Chandler Worthy out of bounds for minimal gain.
He is 8th special teams tackle of the season for Jones.
I mean, the game's kind of been just back and forth here. Got to get something going for Cody Fajardo.
A lot between the 20s right now. We'll see if Montreal can drive the length of the field. Jesuit Antwi gets the handoff, and flying in is Adarius Pickett to make the tackle.
Yeah, I like the play call. They're faking a little hit screen out here to the left, and they give that motion, and they hand it inside to Jeshuan, and he finds a pretty good chunk of change there, about 6 or 7, and maybe even 8. But yeah, good play design there by Jason Moss, Anthony Calvillo, Cody Fajardo.
Pitch inside this time. Keon Julian Grant turned back inside. Falarn Orimolade say, he's not just chasing down the quarterback. He'll turn your receiver back inside on a jet sweep, too. What a play by 7.
Yeah, he's a special ball player, 4th year from Dartmouth, on the edge. Watch him do his thing. Coming across the motion. Florence says, nope, just gets one hand on him. We're going to ISO him here for you. Check this out. That's a strong hand right there, stopping him. K on Julian Grant, who we know has got a strong lower half, and we see him break those tackles 24/7. Then Florence says with basically 2 fingers, no, you're going down, bro. Come on.
And your reward for Keon Julian Grant for getting held up by Florano Remolade. Oh, here comes Sean Oakman.
Right. Welcome to the party. Welcome back, Keon.
Zima kicks this one to the wide side of the field. Punt drops down to the 29-yard line of the Argonauts. Javon Leak. Hard living that time on a 10-yard return. Good field position, though, once again for Chad Kelly as the Argonauts continue to try and help out their leading man. The good spots on the field. We'll see if Toronto can add to their early lead. 4 points up on the Alouettes here in Week 15.
Great backs in this league. We talk about it often when we get a chance.
Nearly intercepted. That time Kelly faking it inside to Ouellette. Looking for the little slant, having a conversation with the official, Justin McInnes, on the backside there. But what were they trying to do here, Matty?
Yeah, it's a little point fake and kind of on the run. You know, get it inside, I believe, to Tommy, and on a little bang route. And right there, he's not ready for it. Ball's out, errant throw, and you know, you're basically going, what? Tyrese Beverette's like, come on, man, that was a gimme.
He doesn't miss many of those. The Alouettes tied for the league lead in interceptions with 16 coming in. This time Kelly tries to float it over the top. Big hit down the sideline. Last time DeMonte Coxey was here, he had a sensational touchdown grab. That one's not going to go on the highlight reel, but he survives the contact of Cordell Rogers.
Yeah, and pressure here, and it flushes Chad to his left, and he just starts creating here. And he draws defender to him, points, and lobs it over the top. Just a little touch pass. And it's a great catch, but it's like, oh, you know it's coming. It's the big hit. And he goes up and bam, gets cut down right away. Big time catch and first down for the Argonauts.
Kelly, inside hand up this time. It's Deontay McMahon.
Yes.
Out of McNeese State. This is your guy, Matty.
Dude, I've had him pegged since the beginning of the year. I just can't wait to watch this guy get a few touches. And first one I've seen tonight for number 24, and he was, yeah, I just want to see him in space, because this field, his abilities, his quickness, we've got a lot of those guys up here, and he's another one. Add him to the list. I expect good things from McMahon.
Talked to assistant GM Vince Magri about Deontay McMahon and said, tell me the discovery of him. How did you find? He goes, I wish I had a good story. It's just a lot of work watching film. They try to get it to McMahon in space. Kelly misses low, incomplete. But when I like a lot of other people, I think, saw him on the roster with the injuries to Cam Phillips and Curly Gittins Jr., thought they're just in a 5th running back, and it's like, well, he can do a little bit of everything in the slot and running back as well.
Yeah, and that's it. You have to in this league, right? And the more you can do, the better. You've been told that all your life in football. Chad doesn't get his feet set on this one, trying to find the 24 again in space on a little pitch screen, and well played. What a Al secondary coming up and pressing that issue.
McMahon worked as a slot receiver with the New Orleans Saints and jumped at the opportunity to come north of the border here and join the Argonauts. We'll see if they mix him in more as the game continues. But after the incompletion, Beatty just skies one down to the 12-yard line for Worthy. And he'll get just a 3-yard return that time, as Montreal pinned deep back in their own end. A little over 5 minutes remaining here in this first half, and still no scoring in the second quarter between these two.
Trevor Hoyt just finishing things on the back end of that. Beatty set his would-be tacklers, teammates up, and just skied that one, just showing you off his leg. And just impressive what he's doing on short notice for Haggerty, who's been out for the last couple of games, and Beatty's doing yeoman's work on both kickoffs, field goals, converts, and punting. And his unit right there was a beneficiary of his long hang time.
Both fullbacks in the ball game here for the Alouettes. Lee Dallaire, rookie out of Laval, and James Tuck, as they'll fake the run with the heavy set in, trying to screen it to the backside. Toronto is all over it as it's McFadden, Pickett, and Barlow meeting at the point of attack.
Tackled by population.
There it is.
Choreographed precisely. Just fantastic D. Watch him fly to the football. This is just want to and desire. Just roll it, guys. Watch guys get there. Recognize, point fake, go. Beat your man across the face, underneath, get there. Trust that your teammates are coming inside out. And Julian Grant, who makes a lot of people miss, had nowhere to go. Corey Mace choreographing. Solid defense once again tonight.
Gerardo on 2nd and long. Pressure on, steps up. Underneath, Paul Speaker makes the grab. Had a touchdown reception against the Argonauts last week at BMO, and here he gets a first down.
Yeah, that's what you expect from a receiver like this and his capabilities. He's quick, he's fast. Yeah, and he just catches underneath, makes people miss, picks up the necessary yards, and simple as that.
Gain of 11 on the play. And a Speaker motions alongside Keon Julian Grant. They'll look that way. The offside calls for the sideline. They get it back into Speaker's hands. And a gain of 8 right now. The flag is up on the far side of the field. It'll be offside against Montreal. Speaker's got to feel like he only plays against the Argonauts. He played the final game of the regular season last year, week 21. Got back
offside,
into the lineup.
Montreal, number 81. It's a 5-yard penalty. Remains first down.
Last week against Toronto. Back here at home against Toronto.
Fares pretty well against him.
Yeah.
Yeah, Corey Mace's defense getting back to what they do, and he's kind of a product from the late, great Rich Stuber, who just passed a couple weeks ago. And Ben don't break defense, patience, get a lot of hats to the football, and pressure with the front four.
1st and 15 for the Alouettes against Corey Mace's defense. Fajardo steps forward, flag comes up. He makes his way to the 34-yard line. And will this be a tripping, clipping in the backfield or a hold against the Alouettes?
Yeah, I think he's got to come back. Quarterback stepping up, climbing the pocket, found a lane, as Cody does often.
51. It's a 10-yard penalty. Remains first down.
Rare penalty against Christian Matt, the veteran, is Fajardo. Bit of a limp coming back.
Yeah, highlighted. Yeah, and that's always tough, and it doesn't count, right? You look at it. First and forever. Yeah, and he's your right guard. He's right here. And Christian Matt, he's a workhorse, man. And it's a tough job with Oakland, 6'9", 295. Got you up underneath the shoulder pass, driving you backwards.
Walter Fletcher empties it out. Good to go back to the screen game. Austin Mack nearly hit by his own man. Callender, the left tackle out in front, trying to create some space. It's a fumble, and it looks like Toronto might have punched it out of bounds. We'll see what the last touch was, as Austin Mack had all sorts of trouble getting the wheels turned that time. Mason Pierce, Colorado School of Mines, came into the lineup last week for the injured Robertson Daniel.
I might have to go up to the command center and see this one. Doesn't look like they figured it out and saw it cleanly, but right in front of the Argo bench, and they think they got, that ball's out.
Yeah, Pierce punched it out. Last touch, did it bounce out of bounds before he got his hands on it?
Only thing it could be, Marshall.
We'll find out when we return.
I'm a long-time Argo fan, but why does he do this?
So serious, so serious.
Go Argos. What?
Welcome back. They took a look at it during the break here, and it looks like Montreal will maintain possession, as the explanation was that the ball was popped out and landed out of bounds, so no clear last touch. And Jason Moss and the Alouettes will retain possession inside the 3-minute warning here at the end of the first half. 7-3 your score.
2nd and 24.
Gerardo, deep drop, pressure on, nearly went down, trying to flip it out with his left hand. Looked like he fumbled it forwards. And the Argonauts very nearly.
Now what's going on?
Got a fumble recovery after the last snap before the 3-minute warning, and then a flag comes out at the end of the play.
Some sloppy play going on down there, hanging onto the football. Montreal hasn't been able to do it the last couple of plays. Dodged. And take a look at this last debacle.
You get a look at it here, Matty. The early pressure off the top there.
Just rushing three, and they collapse the pocket. Just smash offensive lineman up into Fajardo's hands. He can't hang on to it. Fletcher picks it up, and then a flag comes out in the pile.
Fajardo trying to do the, I was shoveling that forward. That wasn't a fumble.
That's what I was doing.
There's no infraction on the play. Third down.
Thought I saw a flag.
There was. They looked it over and
picked it up.
Got it out of the way. Decided that it will be the punting unit here from the Alouettes.
Well, you got to figure this is a pretty good spot for the Argonaut returners. Looks like we got Leak back there along with McMahon. Pick your poison.
I was going to say,
there.
what's the worst of the?
Pick your poison. One guy's got 4 return.
The evil you know, or the one that you don't?
Kick it to 24. I dare you. I want to see him go.
Yep.
Really, you can't win here.
And this is, as much as this is trying to get McMahon a touch, this is also just setting the tone for a potential playoff matchup between these two teams.
Okay, so they go to Leak.
Chose to go to Leak. Looks like no yards over the call. McMahon got a block around the edge. Leak is free. Reaches Sibasu. Finally there and squares up, tosses him out of bounds. And the Alouettes in the crowd on that side of the field. They believe Montreal has possession on this one as they talk it through once again.
Yeah, so they choose that poison in Javon Leak, and he's got 4 returns already for a touchdown this year. He goes around the outside. He's got look like people, but Sibasu gets in front of him. And looks like he takes the ball, but is he out of bounds?
Well,
similar situation we saw a couple plays ago. Let's see.
Return of 16.
Oh, no, he's got the ball.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
He ripped it away, but
I got to say, I'm just going to say that's a heck of a play.
No yards on the other side, looked like when they threw the flag originally. And as Leak is saying, my
no
bad.
No yards for sure.
No yards. Montreal, number 35. That penalty is declined. First down.
Reggie Stubblefield.
Oh, and so anything at the end of the play. Not even talking about that. Moss wants an explanation. And he thinks that's unbelievable. Yeah.
Galley to the 4 receiver side. Looks down the middle of the field. High miss again. Marc-Antoine Dequoy. Right there, the closest player on the entire field is Kelly's trying to lock in the radar a little bit right now.
Yeah, he is, and I don't know if it's his elbow is dropped and the ball seems like it's sailing on him, but the pass is going to come right down here. Watch his arm, watch his arm. Elbow's low. He's trying to fit it in over the top, over Sankey, and in front of Dequoy. He's not happy with himself. Hadn't dialed that howitzer in just yet.
One of his last 5 right now. See if he can reset the feet and go to work on second down. Kelly fading backwards, just chucks this one away. And he is frustrated and communicating to the receivers on the far side of the field. Looks like he might have wanted Tommy Neal in a different spot.
Yeah, well, they'll get on the same page. We'll go talk about it. Neal just back recently. Work his way back in. Last week did it nicely. 6 catches, 84 yards, career high. Coach was talking to him, settling him down, saying, you got this.
You know what? Full credit to Ryan Dinwiddie, too, because I feel like first year on the job, that interaction might have been a little bit different. He was pretty fiery on the sidelines getting after guys. We just saw Jason Moss upset by the call and communication, but that was a great teaching moment right there.
Yeah, exactly. And a 3-year contract extension, too. Kind of will help you settle down things. And coming off a great cup.
Yes. Trying to lock down the East Division as Beatty gets out the pitching wedge and sits this one down right at the 10-yard line.
Beautiful. Danny Webb there, background. Longtime equipment manager, makes things happen for the Argonauts. And look at that crew right there. Have they found Milt?
Is he there yet?
I don't know. I think he's over in Hamilton doing something with John Bowman. And the induction ceremony's going on for the Hall of Fame tonight.
Fantastic. Yeah. Shout out to everybody who was there at Tim Hortons Field, the 4th Floor Champions Club. Recognizing the very best in the CFL. And looking forward to seeing all of that go down tomorrow with more CFL on TSN action from Hamilton. Matty will be back on the panel tomorrow celebrating some of the greats.
We'll be there, doubleheader, hanging out, talking to all those Hall of Famers that are going in tonight. Look at those guys, man. Larry Crawford right next to John Bowman on the back row in the white shirt. That guy made my life miserable when I played. I put him in the hall.
Fajardo outside looking for Tyler Sneed. Can't find him there, as again the coverage supplied by Mason Pierce, getting the start at boundary halfback here tonight.
Yeah, Cody takes a lot of these shots, you know. Again, we'll go back to hurries, being harassed, and that's what you call that right there. Gets Calendar shoved right back into his lap, and he can't follow through. The ball sails out of bounds, and he's not very happy. Justifiably so. That stuff does not feel good.
Second and long here for the Alouettes. Walter Fletcher motions into the backfield. They flip Keon Julian Grant up to the top of your screen. Fajardo looking, pressure on, and down he goes. Another sack for the Argonauts.
Oakman, Oak Tree, in the backfield, planting his roots.
His fourth of the season. And how do you stop that mountain of a man right through the middle when you hold it that long, Matty?
Look at him. He's coming off the edge.
Yes.
That's like Willie Jefferson, but only 3 inches taller. Yeah. And you know what? I'm going to say that was a coverage sack, because I looked at those receivers, and they had everybody locked up. And so let the big boys eat up front. That's exactly what Sean Oakman does.
Now the Alouettes, with Zima standing 9 yards deep in his own end zone, will kick it away. A little bit of pressure supplied as well from the Argonauts. Double caught this time by Javon Leap. Crosses the 55, stays on his feet. And good spot here for Chad Kelly to try and correct some of the accuracy issues he's had over the last couple drives.
Well, yeah, it's been pretty good field position. I'd say anywhere from the 40, their own 40, to this now, starting on Montreal's 48. I'll take that all day. You can smell the end zone from there. It's like, you can start dialing it up. Let's go to the zone right now. Let's just go ahead and just bomb them here. That's what I'd do. I'd go deep right here.
Lost amongst all of this in the good field position. That was a 56-yard punt from Joseph Zima, 9 yards deep in his own end zone. It could have been a lot worse here. As a quick throw outside, David Unger adds another to his tally on the season. As it's Ruffin. That time Deontay Ruffin making the tackle.
Yeah, Deontay coming over from Calgary, getting back on the field. Going hurry up, trying to get that tempo rhythm we saw early in the first quarter. Hadn't seen it since.
Rolling close to a minute remaining here. They'll flare it out to Andrew Harris on the run against Darnell Sankey. One-on-one. And Sankey brings down Harris about 2 yards shy of the first down marker.
Yeah, this is beautiful. Sankey's got him beat it up. He's going to go hard because Andrew's just running a little swing pass, and they get it out to him quick. Hopefully can outflank number one, counting on the fact that he may be a little rusty, and Sankey says, no, I'm on it. This is what I do. Did you not get the resume? I sent it out to everybody. Montreal is the only one that responded, and this is why I'm here. Well, he's a heck of a football player, tackling machine. 97 2 years ago. Last year, 120. And he plays in the XFL, goes to Arlington Renegades, wins a championship, comes back up here, and now he's tackling Andrew Harris.
Tackling machine, doesn't matter where he's playing. As this one will come from 47 yards away for Boris Beatty. He's only missed twice this year. They're both between 40 and 50 yards, and they're both against the Alouettes. One here in Montreal, one last week against Montreal from BMO. Yeah, after all that build-up and excitement about a field goal attempt.
Timeout, Toronto.
What?
And you can back that up from a 47 to a 52
Freezing
now.
kicker. He nailed that too.
Oh, crushed it.
Yeah, he had that by 15 yards. Yeah, that's a new look, Ryan Dinwiddie right there. Ink hadn't even dried in that new contract. He went and got a razor shave today. Said one joint was going to cost him $89. He said, nope. Found one about a quarter the price. I said, dude, you look great, man. I said, did you get taller too? Did you lose about 15? That's what a shave will do for you.
How about from 52 for Beatty? He had it from 47 with plenty of leg. Hold is down. It's a little late, but it is through the uprights, smooth as ever for Boris Beatty from distance. As David Unger did well to get that one down and spin it around for 14 to add to the Argonauts' lead here going into the half.
Yeah, that was clockwork. It was well done by the battery. Unger filling in for Haggerty, who typically holds. And you got to factor that in when you talk about the battery. And Unger seamlessly last week and this week making it happen. Beatty very comfortable on those 2 attempts, crushes them both, and the second one counts.
So the Alouettes will get possession here with just 37 seconds remaining. Fletcher still in the backfield, seen a little bit of Antwi tonight. As Fajardo just trying to get rid of him before the pass rush can get there. Checks it down.
How about moving the
6.
pocket, you know? And just mixing it up maybe. A little play action, get on the edge, you know, maybe a little, just something different, just to give them something to think about. But
well, this is a Montreal offense that's 5th in the CFL in points per game at 23 with offensive points. They've got 3 here in the first half, and I'd like to see them maybe change the pace as Austin Mack. That'll happen if they can consistently get to him.
That'll test your metal.
Pickett and Peters.
Oh, my God.
Right there as it's a gain of 9 in the first down.
Oh, you saw it coming. A quick slant. You know it's coming from inside out, and Austin Mack does not hesitate. Concentrates, pulls it down, takes the hit.
Mack makes the big grab here. End of the first half. Fajardo goes outside, looking back for Mack, incomplete, but on that last catch, he crossed the 1,000-yard mark, and he's the first-year Montreal Alouettes receiver to cross the 1K mark since 1981.
That's crazy. That's going back to Billy White Shoe Johnson days, right? He did it too.
Incredible, though, to think about how much they lost in their receiving group with Jake Winicky leaving for Saskatchewan, some of the injuries, Reggie White Jr. being down, Gino Lewis going to Edmonton and free agency. They needed to backfill, especially with the loss of Greg Ellingson, with somebody, and Austin Mack has been that somebody. As once again, pressure on, Fajardo goes down. Brandon Barlow, his 2nd sack of the ball game.
Second-year player from Boston, just making it happen. Want some? Go get some. ×2 today. Just, you got to put more hands on him than that. Just goes right around McGloster, who's from Syracuse, 3rd-year player. 2nd, 3rd game this year. Easy pickings out and around, making life difficult for Cody Fajardo.
Situational football here at the end of the first half as they'll let the clock roll. And Fajardo will take the snap on 3rd and 17. Wheels it out. And Toronto happy to see this one roll to the half as they have a 10-3 advantage in the first half of our first game of a Friday night football doubleheader.
I'd say advantage defense in that first 30 minutes, kind of dictating the flow of this game, or maybe not so much competition. Right now, Toronto Argonauts defense is dictating that the Montreal Alouettes cannot be themselves tonight. They gotta play sound, but boy, the Argo defense has been tough in the first 30.
Devon Leake trying to get around the corner here from the 25 up to the 30, brought down as Toronto and Chad Kelly trying to add to their lead early on here. They are undefeated 9-0 when leading at half so far this season.
Yeah, it's one of those games where a young quarterback like Chad, or even a guy middle of his career like Cody Fajardo's played 50-plus games. It's one of those things where you just got to stay within yourself. You can't force it, because mistakes will kill you in a game like this and get you beat.
Well, you just get the sense Chad Kelly's missed a couple of throws here and there. Missed McMahon on the screen. Missed a little in-breaking route to DeVaris Daniels. At some point, he's going to make a throw here, probably, where we go, whoa, there he is.
Yeah, but you can't force it, right? It's you take it. You take what the defense gives you. You can't force it. That'll get him in trouble if he tries to.
Pitch it on the edge here to A.J. Ouellette. What a great defensive play to begin the second half and set the tone, as it's Beverette along the sideline as a flag comes out.
Yeah, this is just beautiful. Beverette's going to be right here and watch him work to this play. He sees it right away. He just doesn't get outflanked. And he just plays a little hands fighting with AJ, and yeah, that's a solid play. AJ knew
Decline
it was
on
coming.
him. Holding. Toronto, number 66. That penalty is declined. Second down.
Yeah, they got Isaiah Cage on the holding call. Decline it. And Cage is actually down and going to need some attention, but
Beverette.
yeah, Beverette right off the side to start things off here. Wow.
Yeah, your player from Stony Brook. He's just he's got a jack of all trades, kind of like a Darius Pickett for Toronto. Just a nose for the football, and you often hear that. And what that means is he's always around the ball, finds his way there, underneath blocks, over the top of them, around them, through them. Great speed, awareness, spatial awareness. There's a lot of room to work with out there. And these guys can make you look silly because of their speed and athletic ability, but Noel Thorpe, he believes in Beverette. He believes in his guys. Getting Sankey back, getting Avery Williams back. Stuberfield last week had 12 tackles. He likened his group in Williams, Sankey, and Beverette. He likened them to Bear Woods, Kyrie Saber, and Winston Venable. That was a very formidable linebacking trio.
Absolutely.
He feels like he's got those same type of players in the lineup on the field tonight.
Isaiah Cage checks out. Needs some attention. Gregor McKellar in at left guard. Ryan Hunter kicks out to left tackle. As this time, it is your guy. There goes McMahon. Little bolt of energy. Across the 55 goes McMahon. And lightning in a bottle.
Doesn't need much. Just get a little help here, get up there, and then I'll do the rest. Watch him go. We'll see ya.
And honestly, Matty, this creates a really interesting wrinkle where the Argonauts running game has been Harrison Ouellette straight downhill at you. The Alouettes counter with, okay, we'll go get Darnell Sankey, and then we'll go ahead and bring Avery Williams back into the lineup. And the Argos go, oh, yeah?
Yeah, well, we got this guy.
We'll change the pace to the pace that you just changed.
I love it, Marshall.
Ouellette pounding it again. Gain of just a few that time, but really it is and it's not as though the East Division is just these two teams. Hamilton's factoring in. We're not sure what'll happen with Ottawa, but this is these two teams trying to figure each other out for the last chance here in this second half until they potentially meet in the playoffs.
Yeah, Mustafa Johnson had that one figured out. Second-year player from Colorado, playing with all these zips next to him. I'm talking about the zip line. Jamal Davis, Mondo Sewell, and Sean Lemon, all zips. University of Akron. And then you got Mustafa Johnson from Colorado making it happen.
Second down and long. Kelly gets it away before they can get there. Tommy Neild gets a second down conversion to add to his season tally here. The last couple of games stand out against the Alouettes.
Yeah, just Tommy Neild continuing his good play from last week. Career high 84 yards and one of the favorite targets for Chad Kelly tonight.
Gain of 18 for 81. Kelly slings it sidearm back outside to Neild. Gets a block from DeJean Brissett, former second overall pick, and Neild a little slow up onto his feet that time after he got hacked down. A little bit more hits than he's had in the past.
Hacked down. Yeah, that's a good way to describe it, Marshall. Yeah, he's going to bubble in here and pop back out, and ball's going to be on him. Drop it down. Like you said, Marshall sticks it on him and then gets hacked down, and those knees are going, come on, man.
Yeah.
Cold whirlpool after this one.
The offensive line in flux, but the Argonauts moving it here again with Cage out. McKellar in at left guard, trying to protect Kelly over the middle. They hit DeBaris Daniels, missed it earlier. That time on the money. And Daniels has got them all the way down to the 6-yard line before Stubblefield flies in to bring him down.
Yeah, a little switch motion going on to your left, and then Tavares just funnels in right in the hole over the middle. As Sankey widens, that hole gets bigger. Chad Kelly had plenty of time to feather that one in there. Big time drive here by the Argonauts. And what I've seen with Montreal, they score here, boy. It'll be a difference.
Late substitution flying off the sideline. It was McMahon across the formation here as Kelly keeps it one-on-one. It's stacked up 2-on-1. Actually, that was Sean Lemon getting outside with Wesley Sutton there to help. So brought in the speedster McMahon, tried to play off it a little bit, and the Alouettes weren't fooled.
Yeah, Noel Thorpe talks about it. You know, when you run this ISO fake and RPO and the quarterback keeps it, he teaches his guys all kinds of different options and anticipation based on what they can and can't do, the process of elimination. And there, 2 players waiting on Chad Kelly, well read by that defense, trying to shut him down.
Also one on the play, trying to extend Kelly's league-leading 8 touchdowns on the ground so far this season. This time they do go to the speedster McMahon. Little jet sweep, nowhere to go. Thought about reversing it the long way.
I would have loved to see that. Probably a good thought by him to shut her down and settle for 3.
Would have been a lot more fun to watch him go.
Yeah, I think he could have made it too. We'll never know.
Certainly a different dynamic to the slot back, running back game here for the Argonauts, trying to work 24 into the ball game.
Yeah, and Montreal just put everybody in the box, and they just couldn't outflank them. They just couldn't get there. There's too many people to beat. In Montreal, 12 people within a 12-yard radius, basically, and spread out and wouldn't let them get the corner. Beatty for a little chip shot. He's going to knock this one back down the hill here.
Beatty from 17 yards away hammers this one through. Might not seem like a lot, but a 13-3 lead in Boris Beatty. Now the 25th player to reach 1,000 points scored in the Canadian Football League.
Experience all the excitement of Europe's biggest poker tour. The best locations, the greatest players, the ultimate action. Feel the joy of victory and agony of defeat as players compete at the highest level for millions. The Poker Stars European Poker Tour. Catch all the action Tuesdays at 1 p.m. and Thursdays at midnight on TSN.
Try Tide Power Pods with 85% more Tide in every pod.
Who needs that much more Tide?
He does.
No, what does that mean?
It means you're gonna need more Tide.
Aww.
Who's gonna need more Tide? You are. Yes, you are. The more adorable, more Tide. Everyone's gonna need more Tide.
You're gonna need more Tide.
It's a mess out there. That's why there's 85% more Tide in every Power Pod.
Okay, family, we want to win big and save big. So here's the captain of the Savers, Daryl Jones, here to give us the play.
Thanks, Coach. Touchdown to Win is on with $1 million up for grabs, but you'll be snagging some great savings too. Load up on My Offers in the Save On Foods app to get extra more rewards points and savings. Questions?
Do you have any mustache tips?
Dad!
Shop in store or online.
Cody Fajardo in the Montreal Alouettes offensive line. There's been way too much of this in the first half, Matty. 7 hurries, 4 hits, 4 sacks. He's taken 41 now on the year. Took 61 last year in Saskatchewan.
Yeah, and a partridge in a pear tree, right? Yeah. You know, it's like and it's coming from all different types and not a lot of pressure with +1 and all-out blitzing. It is just beating the man in front of him and making Cody's life miserable in the first 35 minutes.
There's an to the back of the ball game. Fajardo looked like he wanted to check it down there. Fades to his left instead. Finds Tyler Snee, the East Carolina Pirate. Pushes his way inside the Toronto 40.
And Cody's got to work his magic and use all his athletic ability to escape here. 4-man rush, Wint McManus right in the middle. Falarin coming around the outside. Bails back in, finds the little lane, looks downfield, and oops, Got to get back. Mitch is going on now. I forgot about that guy. They don't give up many explosive plays. Only 13 on the season. Best in the Canadian Football League. Toronto is a bend, don't break, no big play type of defense. Forcing a second and long here with a great stop.
That run going nowhere as Mason Pierce flew in to make the play, but seeing a 33-yard gain there from Tyler Sneed to move the sticks. And last time he was playing Toronto here at home, he had 3 touchdowns. He likes the 3s.
Yeah. And that time, Montreal going with a heavy line. A lot of people in the box, and that's why you saw the defensive halfback, Mason Pierce, make that tackle in the backfield.
It's a 2nd and 11 after the loss on first down. Antwi stays in the ball game. Fajardo. Philpott's going to have to go get it himself. And he does.
Yeah, this is Cody in their offense. This is what Toronto's going to give you. And they're going to kind of try to come up and make a tackle. Little bang route underneath. Speaker trying to dial somebody in. But Philpott goes and gets it.
Montreal goes quick to the line here. Show the run. Fajardo pulls it. Slips it out underneath. Sneed drops the foot. Heads to the sideline. Sneed versus Pierce.
Battle of the little guys.
Didn't see that one coming.
Yeah. Hey, they're fighting too now. It's a nice play, well executed. Flarin kind of gets caught out of the mix, and Stiggers gets out of position by the nice route. Moving the sticks. Nice little response drive by the Owls here. Started with Cody Fajardo breaking the edge and finding receiver wide open down the sidelines. They're capitalizing in a big way here, knocking on the door.
To be able to get into the end zone, 7th in the CFL in score zone touchdown percentage. Going off to the right-hand side, Jeffrey Antwi turns the legs down to the 5-yard line. 32 times Montreal's entered the score zone. They've come away with touchdowns just 43% of the time this season, Matty.
Yeah, and he's just coming straight off the edge here. He's going to pick up about 7 untouched for the first 3 or 4 yards. Breaks the tackle. There's Wynton McManus. Great business, saying that's enough.
And this is a situation Jason Moss has studied so much this season to try and improve at. How do you score when you gotta have it, especially against this Argonauts team that you are chasing in the East Division? Fajardo takes the snap. Pressure on, steps up, looks to run, won't get there.
Taking shots.
Flag comes up.
Helmet to helmet coming in late there, I believe. Could be Wynton McManus, but Cody's trying to get to the end zone, and as he's doing it, he's taking on damage because they're just taking pot shots on number 7 when he pulls this down. Take a peek at what it takes down and close, trying to score a touchdown against the Toronto Argonaut defense. This gets ugly in a hurry. Cody just doesn't know. Quit. It's not in his vocabulary. It takes one there. Takes one there. Yeah, and I think there's this one right here.
Unnecessary roughness. Toronto,
right.
number 6. That's half the distance to the goal.
Right there. That's helmet to helmet all day. That's a good call by the official. Easy call. Now it's 1st and goal on the 1, and great opportunity for Montreal to respond to Beatty's field goal. Man,
Caleb Evans.
That's a tough way to get a first down.
In the ball game. So you want to be a pro football quarterback, huh? Evans from the 1, left-hand side, pushing the pile. Touchdown, Alouettes. 5th rushing touchdown of the season for number 5, Caleb Evans.
We have 16 last year. Needs to get on it, man. Needs to get on it.
He'll get there.
Yeah.
Flag out at the end of the play, way around the back of the end zone as well.
Yeah, a little extracurricular. Louisiana Monroe getting in there, going off his left side. Sees it, Flarin getting pushed back. Nice push by the left side there. Yeah, that's very nice. And a lot of pushing and shoving afterwards. That was Gibbon getting in there, getting the initial push.
Well, what I found interesting about that is your starting left guard, Pierre-Olivier Lestage, is one of the higher graded run game players in the CFL. You kick him to right tight end. You put in Gibbon and Philippe Gagnon on that left-hand side, and Evan says, yeah, I'm good. I'll go with Gibbon and Gagnon.
And it works.
Push the pile.
Guy's not even starting.
We have a 15-yard misconduct penalty on Toronto, number 48. That penalty will be applied on the kickoff.
That's great business. That is Wynn McManus.
It is, yeah. He told us this week that he himself enjoys being a jack of all trades, but I'm not sure that that's one he'd like to add to his repertoire. McManus, you see right there in the middle of the picture.
Yeah.
CFL communicating
right there
this week to get rid of some of the after the play stuff. So Justin McInnes, referee, applying the will of the CFL to try and make sure that these plays are taken away. But this one, can't take this away. Caleb Evans into the end zone as the Alouettes try to track down the Argonauts.
Joshua Antwi does it himself, draws the penalty, 1st and goal, and then Caleb Evans, bam, just like that, back in the ball game.
That'll be aided drive, but they all count as Javon Leake gets possession back here for the Argonauts. Cuts across the 20. It was 7 plays, 70 yards, and just 3 minutes played. There's Cody Fajardo and the Alouettes trying to make sure the Argonauts don't sweep all 3 games of the season series here in Montreal.
He needs to drive him into the ground once he's already there, and McManus kind of trying to save the day and his teammate. I tell you what, Montreal's got a little momentum going their way right now. That big-time drive we just capped, and then this defensive play, getting in the backfield, playing on the opposite side of the football. It's what you try to do. That's a heck of a play.
Well, Uguak making the play, the first rounder taken this year by the Alouettes. One of a couple.
TCU playing for the national championship last year. Yeah, and then they got taken down week 1 by Colorado.
Juggernaut, the Buffaloes. Kelly, 2nd and 15. Tries to check it down, gets knocked down at the line of scrimmage. Was that Uguak who got that one too?
It was.
We'll get you some, the wall.
Seriously. And the crowd is feeling it, and the Alouettes are feeding off of it. Inside move, gets his hands up, keeps pushing. Uguak right in there. 2 plays in a row. Get off the field. So let's go to the sidelines. That's the way to do it. 2 and out. Big time momentum shift here in the last 3 or 4 minutes. Started by offensive drive. Great 2 and out by the Owls. Got Argos backed up here. Going to get good field position.
I love it. Darnell Sankey met Lowell Uguak about 5 minutes ago. He loves it on the sideline, giving him some props there before the punt. As this one rambles its way down to Chandler Worthy, who goes backwards 5, 10, bellies around, crosses the 55, breaks free down the sideline. Montreal again gaining momentum as along the sideline it's Pickett blasting Worthy out of bounds and getting an earful from the Montreal sideline. But the Alouettes, regardless, trailing by just 3 midway through the 3rd quarter, and Worthy trying to put him in front with a massive return down the left sideline. Alouettes in possession when we return. It's Austin Mack, and if you thought, you know, these guys aren't relatable, and Austin Mack, he's a superstar, I don't know. He told us his fantasy team is completely destroyed after Rodgers had his injury on Monday Night Football.
A lot of people's team.
Yeah, Austin Mack, relatable guy. And enjoying his time here in Montreal. He'd enjoy it a lot more if they can get in the end zone. Fajardo screening it back to Walter Fletcher. Big collision along that left sidelines. That's Quantez Stiggers coming up alongside Jordan Williams, and rightfully so, the former 1st overall pick wearing number 1 in double blue.
Whew. And it's slow to develop, and we knew that Cody wanted to go to his left and find Fletch. And you see him pump it, and he's got to buy a little more time. No, it's not there, not there. Falling, fading, finds him, and then it's too late. Toronto's got it sniffed out.
Goes backwards a couple yards here. Loss of 2 as Williams stares down Fajardo on 2nd and 12.
They know the importance of this stop right here.
All momentum from Montreal over the last couple minutes. Complete. Trying to get inside the 10-yard line. Nice stick that time defensively. It's who else? Jordan Williams out there.
Yeah, here comes Cote. Try to tie this thing up. Regardless, he puts this through. Heck of a momentum shift here for the Owls in the third quarter. Really got the Toronto offense on its heels and discombobulated, and Jason Moss got to feel good about the last 11, 12 minutes or so.
It all comes from a monster return from Chandler Worthy, his number 30 on his 30th birthday. Sets up the Alouettes with a short field, and they look to get some easy points on a 16-yard attempt from David Cote here. Chip shot is up and through. And after a game that it feels like Toronto has largely been in control of, it is a tie game, 13-all, as we've got more football coming up for you tonight. The CFL and TSN continues. The matchup between the Elks and the Riders on TSN 1, 9:30 Eastern. Coverage continues, of course, thus passing it off to that game at the conclusion. What a fantastic night for football across the country. Friday night football doubleheader, and of course tomorrow a Hall of Fame game in Hamilton. I was excited to see what that one ends up looking like as well. You were on location last year when Hamilton played Winnipeg, and Dane Evans went wild.
Yeah, and 5 touchdown passes in like a half.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. Yeah, you know, that's what can happen. You know, we just saw 10 points, bang, bang, just like that out of nowhere for the Owls.
We apologize for the delay. I think Darnell Sankey.
This
needed
that security guard's got some wheels. Yeah, but I tell you what, this crowd got into it over the last 10, 11 minutes.
They did,
and fed, and I think the Owls fed off of it and really playing inspired football much better than they were in the first 30 minutes of play.
Found a way to get themselves back into this ball game. Again, last chance, last shot against this Argonauts team, and Darnell Sankey feeding off the energy in the stadium because he has absolutely been smiling ear to ear.
Yeah, there's a look at 2 to 3 zips right there with Colorado. Yeah, it's just phenomenal that they have tapped into 3 players on the defensive line from the same university.
Kelly rolls to his right, wanted to take the home run shot, and then throws it dangerously back into the middle of the field. And once again, Marc-Antoine Dequoy there to catch it off a skip from the Percival Molson turf.
Yeah, Chad's just going to try to bounce it out here. I like it. Move the pocket a little bit. Give him something to think about. Got a receiver there if he sits it down, but he chooses not to. Probably a good idea. That's a throwaway. If not, pull it down, get what you can, get out of bounds. But 2nd and 10 again here. Alouettes defense got it going on right now. Got Chad Kelly confused here in the third quarter.
Andrew Harris into the ball game in the backfield. 3-man rush from the Alouettes. Kelly loads, checks it down, big hit. And Andrew Harris is down clutching his knee. I'm glad he's back up onto his feet quickly as the training staff was already running out to take a look at 33.
Yeah, I think that Stumerfield had 12 tackles last week in action, playing strong side linebacker. He's playing halfback now. He hits low. Andrew's left leg is stuck in the turf, and watch this. He goes low on it, and bang, it gets extended back as it's stuck in the turf. That's not a good sign for the veteran running back. He's walking it off, though.
Hopping and skipping up and down that.
Put a Band-Aid on it. He'll be back out there.
Far end of the bench. Training staff letting him be for now as Beatty puts a sidewinder down. Grabbed on one knee by Chandler Worthy. Tried to turn north-south. Ran into his own man, and Robbie Smith will wrap him up for the special teams tackle here with 2.5 minutes remaining in the third quarter. What are your thoughts on Cody Fajardo's second half here? I mean, so much pressure. He couldn't even set his feet in the first half.
He couldn't. I mean, there was, 7 hurries, 4 hits, 4 sacks. Come on. And he had 63 yards passing in the first half. I mean, welcome to playing against the Toronto Argonauts.
Yeah.
And they made some adjustments at halftime. They moved the pocket a little bit. He found some space out there, kept his eyes downfield, got a big play, nice return by special teams. They find an end zone, they get good field position, bang, tie football game. Complimentary football is what I saw.
Throw begins on 1st and 10, right, left, back left, checks it down underneath. There's the rookie. Well, we saw Lawal Uguak making plays defensively. The rookie first rounder for the Alouettes. Now you got David Dallaire coming out, 2nd round pick, 13th overall.
Yeah, your fullback right here just going to help chip off the edge and sit back. And this is design play, just kind of like a tight end delay or fullback delay, we used to call it. And well, it can catch a defense off guard, and they certainly did right there for a big chunk of change.
Sometimes you're writing down stats pregame. You go, I'm not going to use that.
Right.
Just the 2nd target of the young career for David Dallaire out of Laval.
Yep.
First catch here in Montreal. This time, quick slant. This guy's made plenty of grabs over the last couple of years here in Montreal.
And Marshall, you and I both know it's a game of rhythm and timing. He's up here all by himself, just going to run a little quick slant right underneath here. Ball's going to be spotted perfectly. Defender's giving him too much room. Don't run into him. Just sit down, look for the football, knife it to you. It's too easy. Nice little rhythm going for the Alouettes over the last 12 minutes offensively.
Downhill right now. See if they can maximize it before we hit the quarter break in 1 minute's time. Jardo slips it out again. Philpott turns the corner, gets away from Royce Mechie, and it is Pierce there to finish off the play.
Even that, as you say, gets away from Royce Mechie. You got to make that tackle, right? And if you want to change momentum, stop momentum, you can't miss a tackle like that, because that continues to feed the offense's flow and energy here. And he picks up half, and now they're in a manageable situation as opposed to be 2nd and 8 or 9. It's 2nd and 5. And you know, that's the difference between winning and losing oftentimes there. Just getting off the field, putting a defense or offense in 2nd and long as opposed to 2nd and short, and just missed tackles. Plays big on the defense's mind and momentum.
4 receivers available. Dallaire, the fullback. Over the middle as well. Cody fades back to his right, looks downfield, strong arms it. Philpott to the waiting Philpott. Once, twice, 3 times a catch here for Tyson Philpott.
And it's a little, well, I saw Philpott just staying active. Cody breaks contained, buys himself some time, finds him, spotted beautifully. Veteran quarterback feeling it here in the 15 minutes in the 3rd quarter. Night and day from what the first 30 minutes offered.
That one came out of his hand with some pace as well, Matty, as they'll go back to the running game here. Fletcher bursting through the line and popped. Coming downhill was Pickett, but not until a free run for a solid gain. It ends up for 11. The gain on the final play of the 3rd quarter. Tied up 13-13 between the Owls and the Argos. A back and forth battle. We're in for a good one here. Down the stretch. Final chance to see each other before the playoffs. Who's going to win in Week 15? This is a Toronto Argonauts team, Matty, that has been able to really control the tempo and the flow of most of the games they have played throughout this season. Undefeated when leading at halftime. Is tonight the night where that finally stops in the CFL tournament? The Argos controlling the game start to finish?
They certainly didn't control Montreal that quarter. That 15 minutes of play. Cody Fajardo 9 for 9, well over 100 yards, and seemed like he had Toronto on their heels and now started dictating to them. And hey, I'm looking at the Toronto's line or team on their sidelines. Look at them. They're all sitting down. Not a lot of energy there. Then you look over at Montreal's side, and they're all up there talking about it. They're engaged. It kind of it signifies how this 3rd quarter went and is going. The momentum is definitely in Montreal's favor on that side of the football field, and it shows just by the body language of 2 football teams.
Montreal earning it, fighting their way back in the hard way as well as another handoff here to begin the 4th quarter.
I mean, when you're 6-6, Marshall, or 10-1, I mean, Montreal's got a lot more to lose here, right? And I just see it on the sidelines. Just even as we speak now, it's definitely momentum game, and we're seeing momentum shift here in the 2nd half.
3rd straight trip to the score zone here for the Alouettes. They didn't have any in that first half. It was a game played between really the 30s. The Alouettes in that first half. So much pressure on Fajardo, but here they are once again from the 18. Pressure on from the Argonauts. Fajardo fades, throws to his right. Gets it in his hand and right on the spot. Falarna Rimolade peeled off and somehow was able to track down Walter Fletcher.
That's a defensive end. I know Falarna is, different stature, right? He's like 6. He's coming right here, and he's going to just go right in the back, right in the flat here. Falarna's going to have to get there. Got to go. Got to peel off. And he gets on his horse and he tracks him down. Open field tackle right there, forcing a third and about 1.5, 2 here.
Rimolade getting after it.
That's a heck of a play.
Defensively in a variety of different
how fast
ways.
that is.
Caleb Evans in. They're going to go for it. Not taking the points. Aggressive from the Alouettes. They expect to move the line of scrimmage in that situation, and they do.
Yeah, just a great push on the right side of that offensive line this time, mixing it up. Spreading the love around. Let's go. This here. Push it. Let's go. Fairly easy. Hesitate just a little bit. Explode. It's nice when you got a hole to explode through. Oftentimes you don't see that. That was relatively easy. Kind of indicative of how this second half has been going for the Montreal Alouettes. Continuing to dictate play.
Evans back to the sideline. Fajardo back in.
Look at that.
Yeah, he is in a rhythm unquestionably right now, but all that matters to Alouettes fans here at Percival Molson is getting in the end zone. Looks to the ISO matchup. One-on-one. Tyson Philpott. Touchdown, Alouettes.
This is beautiful. Cody Fajardo, veteran quarterback's got to wait for lane to open. McFadden's going to come over here, and Cody's going to push here. He's going to hesitate. Then he's going to pull the trigger and throw a strike. Got to hesitate, find a lane, slides, opens it up, and finds Philpott. I'm telling you, Mo's a big deal. Montreal's got it all right now.
Tyson Philpott's first touchdown of 2023 as we sit here in week 15. Flags up after the play.
More patience for Cody Fajardo there. He knew he couldn't just slide it through because McFadden was going to knock it down if he did. Waited, found a little lane, and spotted it beautifully. And Fajardo's just feeling it. 11 for 11. Taking advantage. I mean, just like that. It's a crazy game. Toronto's got to find it. Chad Kelly's lost it. Brian Dinwiddie's going to try to help him find it. See if they can't claw back in here. Down now, 19-13.
Yeah, sorting through some of the penalties that were behind the play as the touchdown was being scored. And you see the shot of Fajardo walking around the sideline, talking to guys, putting the ball cap on. Sometimes when you're in a rhythm, you're in such a good rhythm, you don't even realize you haven't missed. Right? And he seems like he's kind of in that place right now where he's just, I complete one here, one there, one here, one there, and all of a sudden it's 11 straight here in the second half.
Yeah, oftentimes I refer to as like Skelly out there right now, 7-on-7, with nobody really allowed to hit you. And Cody in the first half was under duress. Second half, not so much. Found a rhythm, ball's coming out quick, mixing it up, and they got to beat in what Toronto's been trying to do to him, and it shows. And Cody's feeling it. And it's a heck of a space to be in if you're a quarterback.
Last Saturday against this Argonauts team, he was 21 of 24 with a touchdown, no interceptions. I mean, he had 3 incompletions. A couple of them were drops. A couple of them were knockdowns. Great plays by defenders. It's not like he had a bad game, right, but they got beat up at BMO.
Yeah, and let's not forget that a guy up in the press box, Anthony Calvillo.
After the touchdown was scored, we have a 10-yard misconduct on Montreal number 68. And a 15-yard misconduct on Toronto number 9. We will go up 5 yards and do the convert.
Lestage is involved, no surprise. Runs a little hot. I don't mind that at all. My offensive lineman offsetting Cote for a little convert. He's been outstanding with that all season long. Missed one. 96.5%.
And after it was a 7-3 game, 10-3, 13-3, then all of a sudden, the Alouettes passing game came to life. Tyson Philpott 4-6. Used to define the Montreal Alouettes getting back into this football game, it's execution, and this touchdown is a perfect picture of just that.
Yeah, Fajardo, love the patience here. Window's not there, got to wait, patience, and boy, it doesn't taste much sweeter than that. Cody's fired up, justifiably so, man. That feels good. Fighting back against a defense like this last week, you don't play. I mean, you played pretty damn good, and you get it handed to you. That third quarter plus the beginning of this fourth has been brilliant by Cody.
Von Leek and his 4 punt return touchdowns brings this one out to the 36-yard line is Chad Kelly. And that offensive line still without Isaiah Cage, it looks like, for right now. They'll take the field as they are up at the 36-yard line. And for Kelly, it seems like Ryan Dinwiddie has been trying to work him in, get him a hitch here, get him into rhythm, mix and match, get the running game going, doing a little bit of everything to try and get everything settled down and be the player that they know he can be.
In the meantime, that's 17 unanswered by the Montreal Alouettes, and see if they can't stymie some of that bleeding going on.
Fullback Brandon Calvert in. Olet goes right behind him. Up to the 50-yard line that time for a gain of 14 yards on first down.
Yeah, and just hit it, AJ. Bounce, boom. Look at that cut. He's there, then he's gone, and he better get low because he's going to go over the top of you. That was a business decision by Stubblefield.
Even the Castro, right guard digging in. They'll keep Calver, the fullback, in the ball game. Wearing 44 there to Wilfred Laurier. Max protect for Kelly. Stands in over the top, targeting Deshaun Brissett.
Is that a catch?
Did he dig that one out of the turf?
I think. Oh, let's see if it touches the ground. If he did, he picked up his quarterback. Chad's got a lot of time here. And his kind of indication, just kind of the night it's been. Let's see if he gets his arms underneath there. Tough to see. I don't think that's enough to overturn it. We got another angle. Maybe we can see it.
It'll say incomplete.
Oh, yeah, it's not a catch.
No.
That's coming back.
Replay official Dave Foxcroft all over that one. Brissett laying out.
Too easy.
Unable to bring it down. Second down, Kelly. Shot over the top, underthrown. Trying to fight back to it was Tavares Daniels, but Wesley Sutton played it well.
Yeah, if he just stops and gets run over, he's going straight up the football field on a seam. And I know it's easier said than done, but if he just stops right here, gets run over by Sutton, picks up a DPI. Again, pressure, I think, forced an errant throw by Chad Kelly, and they're coming off the football field once again.
5 straight incompletions for Chad Kelly here as the Alouettes will get the football back with 10 minutes remaining in the fourth. And a 7-point advantage. Back and forth battle that feels like we have officially reached the home stretch of the CFL regular season. These two teams know each other, and they are fighting for a victory in Week 15. Cody Fajardo in the offense for the Alouettes when the East Division continues. If you're looking for the Elks and the Riders, it's over on TSN 1 getting underway momentarily as we got a great finish in this one. Lined up with Cody Fajardo and the Alouettes trying to, for the first time this year, hand the Argonauts a loss when they've been leading at halftime.
Yeah, they got the champs bewildered and stumbling on their feet here.
Fajardo takes a shot and very nearly Keon Julian Grant taking a shot from a Darius Pickett as well. I think you saw that one coming across the field, incomplete on first down.
Yeah, it was his first incompletion in the second half. And he's coming right in here across the middle, and you're going to see traffic in a hurry. Ooh, that's Messi coming over. Now that's Pickett playing deep. He's mixing it up.
You can play Pickett as a backside defensive back like that.
Crazy?
The flexibility of the Argonauts defense on display there as
That's
Fajardo.
why he wasn't accounted for.
Yeah, found the soft spot that
shot, uncovered. Hey, 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 you know, you got to call for that, you know.
Tyler Snead goes for 17 yards and a first down on 2nd and 10.
Add a word to it, and, you know, you can just be screaming to your quarterback, or he'll see it, and you don't even have to. It's just a silent thing, and you see it, and you stick it on him, and he goes straight up the field and picks up an easy first down on 2nd and long.
Saw Montreal do that a couple times against Pierce when he was in injury relief last week at BMO Field when these two played. First time we've seen that here tonight. They send some pressure from beyond. And knocked away that time. Tried to go back to the same soft spot in that defense, and Pierce wasn't having it.
Yeah, tight coverage by Mason Pierce there. Yeah, it was played that well. Broke quickly. There's a look at it. Everything you want to see right here in one picture. It's a great shot. Look at that break. Well, that's perfect timing. Punched with the left arm around the side. He wrapped with his right. Well done.
It's your classic matchup of Ohio State and the Colorado School of Mines.
Right.
Here in the CFL. Fajardo outside, open man. Austin Mack, OHIO, first down.
Yeah, Stiggers went to school there, and Mack was the professor. Oh, man, Cody just knows he's out there, sees him, sticks it on him, and by this time, Stiggers is gone. Where's Mack? Where's that? Oh, man, he's over there? How did he do that? He just pushed him out of his break, and he never once saw him. Thought he was going deep, and then he put on the brakes. Austin Mack putting on the lesson right there.
Austin Mack did say to us this week, I create separation, like real separation. He did that time, as this time it's Speaker getting the grab. But yeah, that idea of separation, you said, the way you can run your routes with the waggle and everything else, I can just create so much room up here.
And he is like a professor in a lab. He's just experimenting with it every practice, every game, and he just absolutely loves the freedom up here. And he just wants to maximize it. And it's great to see a guy figure it out so quickly, because that freedom of movement pre-snap is there for the offense to have the upper hand, and he's figured it out.
He said with the waggle, he can make about 15 different routes look the exact same.
And he will have separation. He says 4 or 5 yards, and you saw it there.
Fajardo screens it back this time to pull Speaker, turns the legs across the 50, into the 45, looking like Andrew Harris last week against these Alouettes, all the way down to the 43 on a gain of 17.
Yeah, from something to nothing, from one team just being totally out of it in the first 30 minutes, and now in the second half here continuing to steamroll the 10-1 Toronto Argonauts. Montreal really feeling it and believing it, and just everybody's just chipping in, and momentum is definitely something that Cody Fajardo and his Alouette offense and defense and football team as a whole has really put on the Toronto Argonauts.
Corey Mace staring down that defensive play call sheet from the sidelines here tonight as Fajardo, another completion. Keon Julian Grant with a quick screen, makes one man miss. That strong lower body we talked about earlier, yards after the catch, and pure effort that time from KJG.
Yeah, and that's the difference between winning and losing right there. Just an open field tackle. This is Keon doing his thing. Healthy, back in the lineup. McFadden trying to get up the block. See Peters miss an arm tackle. He picks up 5. It's like, that's the difference between winning and losing right there. Fundamentals, breaking down, making those plays, and not making those plays. Montreal making those plays.
One of the great Canadian receivers right now in the CFL. Hope that Curly Gittins Jr. gets healthy for the playoffs as well, and see those two go head-to-head. As Fajardo with pressure on immediately. Winton McManus.
Great business.
Came clean as that white uniform.
Yeah, he's right there, folks. Watch great business do his thing. Cody was trying to hang on to it, go deep here with this football. Didn't have a chance to plant his feet on his third step and his drop because Winton McManus came up scot-free. It's like, are you kidding me? We don't block 48. It's not the way it's supposed to work. Right. Oh, I think they had a shot down the seam too. I really do.
I asked Winton McManus this week what his greatest strength is, because he does so many things well, and he said, "You're not going to fool me twice." Well, I'm not sure the Argonauts will ever see Winton come that clean right down the A gap. As a 54-yarder coming here from Cote. It is up. It's got the legs, sidewinding, missed it. Javon Leak returns it out across the 5, turns the corner, flag is down for a block in the back. This one comes out to the 24-yard line.
Whit McManus is not happy with this call.
And we will sort it all out when we return on the other side. Flags all over the place. Big sack from McManus, trying to end the night the way he started.
Now Montreal got his defense fired up.
Backed up here for the Argos after the penalty. Is this one out to the sideline, incomplete for Tommy Neal.
Nowhere. I mean, Chad Kelly's thrown off his back foot here, and that's why the ball sails on him, pressure in his face.
Now, this was something that Paul Appolice and I were talking about in the game between these two teams last week. Would you ever call something where you're trying to throw left through the uprights? Are you working a half field here for Chad Kelly if you're a play caller for Ryan Dinwiddie?
I'm not thinking about it, but, you know, definitely you're backed up here. Yeah, it's going to affect your play call. You want something coming back to your left-hand side, I'm sure, here to the field.
Flag comes up on the snap. Kelly checks it down underneath. A.J. Ouellette. Toronto, unless this is a penalty against the Alouettes, are going to be in a bad spot.
Yeah, obviously the object of that is not to be backed up, right? But, yeah, easier said than done.
It looks like it's against Toronto. Is the decline signal?
Offside, Toronto, number 80. That penalty is declined. Third down.
And the train just keeps rolling all night long right here in the second half for the Montreal Alouettes. Great field position here. Down 7 the Argos are, and Montreal's going to get good field position here. Get the ball inside Toronto territory, I thought. 80 doesn't get a hold of one.
Argonauts won their last 7 road games as they come in here to Montreal as Chad Kelly steps forward to the line of scrimmage, having a conversation.
I'm not going for this.
I think they might have had the wrong football in the game and have to swap it out here on third down, as maybe they had the kicking ball. Now they're trying to get an offensive ball back into the play here.
Oh, wow. This is...
Stubblefield almost got hit-sticked. That's the hardest working man at Percival Molson tonight, I'm just going to say. Going to run out on the field in the middle of the action. Give my man a round of applause. There we go. Argos with pressure on. Kelly gets hit as he throws. Hangs it up in the air. Incomplete, and the flag does come out after quite the protest from the Argos sideline.
Pass interference, Montreal, number 22.
Wow,
spot of the foul, automatic first down.
Talk about a gutsy call. 3rd and 4. I mean, and this is Chad. He's under duress once again as he throws this football, and it's errant. I mean, that's coming. That's Stubblefield doing his thing. Top of your screen. Watch him.
Yep. Jason Moss is going to challenge this one. He's throwing the red challenge flag.
Oh, he runs him over right there. Interferes with him trying to get to the football. I think it's a decent call.
Montreal is challenging the ruling on the previous play of pass interference. The play will be reviewed.
What do you think, Marshall?
Well, the Alouettes, what I do know, aside from what the result of this call is with DeMonte Coxey fighting back to it, is Montreal is 2 of 8 on challenges this season. That's the 3rd most challenge attempts in the Canadian Football League.
I don't think it's a bad one for Jason at this time, but I don't think he's going to win it. But how about that call for Toronto, 3rd and 4, backed up and going for it? I mean, that's how much or lack of trust right now they have in their defense to stop the Owls because of the momentum that we've seen in the last 25 minutes. But that's telling right there. For them to go for it on 3rd and 4, that's how critical they think this field position is and points are at this point in time, because trying to keep Montreal's offense off the football field.
Get another great look at it there from our CFL and TSN crew. Again, if Coxey would have just stopped his feet and gotten barrel rolled through, like we said earlier, maybe it'd be a little bit easier of a call here on the command center.
Yeah, but I thought the interference happened prior to that ball getting there. So it's not what happened when the ball arrived, it's happened before.
So they'll reach a decision. Here is Justin McInnes, the referee, with the announcement.
After review, the ruling on the field stands. Montreal will be charged a timeout.
Yeah, so it didn't happen when the ball arrived. It happened prior to, and you can't touch anybody after 5. And this is pretty good contact here and disruption right there. the two-hand push before he turned his head and tried to play the ball.
21-yard penalty gain for the Argonauts here as they try to fight their way back in. Now down the left sideline goes Coxie. Tyrese Beverett pushes him out of bounds after a gain of 19.
He's right here, just going to kind of fly and die on the sidelines. Watch him. Just sit down right there, open up. Kind of like boxing out, laying in basketball.
Kelly, nowhere to go with the football, looks down the field, thought about throwing the seam, pulls it back in for Tommy Neal. And he had visions of throwing a touchdown on the run and then quickly realized that touchdown his eyes saw might have turned into an interception.
Yeah.
Went a little more shallow.
That's Dequoy back there, I think, having an all-star season that was flashing over the top of that deep route. And it's a good decision by Chad Kelly.
Here's the Argos tempo that we saw in the first half when they were leading. To the outside, on rhythm. David Unger makes another grab. He'll be tackled at the 30-yard line.
I love the effort. Love the effort. Drew a lot of attention in a hurry, didn't he?
17-yard gain. Yep.
Boy, look at the intensity in his eyes. Finds Unger. He's having a heck of a season. Very spirited player. Taking on all comers there.
That one came out with some confidence as well as Kelly checks back underneath. In-breaking route, Jean Brissett makes the grab, wrapped up around the 20. If it is at the 20, it'll be a first down once again here for Toronto.
Well, I just love the design of that play. Clear things out, get it back in the flat, and then it clears out the underneath coverage. You got Brissett working back towards the middle, and Kelly finds him with the flick of the wrist and picks up 9.5.
Yep. It'll be second and very short. Last play before the warning. Zipping it out this time right into the hands of Tommy Neal to get it on the edge. And he gets a first down as a flag out at the end of the play, and that's going to go against Stubblefield for saying something after he ran through the tempting block. As we've hit the 3-minute warning, Jean Brissett made the grab, and it was the 8th different receiver for Chad Kelly. See if he can find another.
Header already underway over on TSN1. It is the Elks visiting the Riders, but right now, let's get you to a great ending between Toronto and Montreal.
Thank you, Kate. We'll see how this one turns out. 17,000 plus in attendance here at Percival Molson tonight. As a penalty flag at the end of the play on the second down conversion to Tommy Neal. Moves the Argonauts even closer. Blitz look from the Alouettes defense. Kelly hands it off into a pile. As we get a better look at the penalty here, we talked about it throughout the night, the objectionable conducts, Matty.
Yeah, and he's right. He's going to walk over the top of him, taunting him. Said something? Who knows? I don't know, but that's what he got flagged for. They're not cracking down on anything right now.
All of a sudden, the Argonauts threatening again, 5-0 in games decided in the final 3 minutes. Quick throw underneath.
Wow. Almost had that, almost knifed it in there. He's looking for A.J. Ouellette out of the backfield after the RPO fake. And then he tries it to, as he's coming across. He's coming in here, coming Chris late. Gets really small in a hurry. In and out of his hands. 3rd and goal, gotta have it.
Crowd into it here. 2:28 remaining. Kelly has 5 receivers at his disposal. Pressure from the short side of the field. Looks the other way. Jump ball, DeMonte Coxie! Touchdown Argos and a flag down in the backfield.
Wow. And running out of room with those corner of the end zones being cut off there with the track out there, and Coxie managed to get his feet down on a nice throw by, a must throw by Chad Kelly. Penalty on the play. Here's a look at it. Kelly's looking right the whole way. Lifts it. Trusts his receiver to go make a play, and he does. Gets his left foot in and his right foot. Piece of cake.
During the play, we have unnecessary roughness, Toronto number 59. It's a 15-yard penalty, and we'll repeat 3rd down.
Wow. During the play is the operative word there.
Take the points off the board, back it up 15, 3rd and goal again.
Yeah, and he's right here. He just went and buried him after he pushed him and then jumped on him. Man.
Another crazy look from Northorpe's Montreal defense. Kelly breaks contained, throws as he's falling. Turnover on downs.
That type of desperation, that type of pressure has been there for Northorpe's defense here in the second half, really making life miserable and flipping the script for Chad Kelly and the Argonauts offense. They brought pressure. Several plays in a row there from all different areas. Chad Kelly is going to lose time here. He's going to have to climb the pocket. Beverett coming off the edge, untouched. Kelly sheds him. Pressure from the other side. Can't get it out there to the receiver. Turnover on downs. Huge penalty. Huge penalty on that 3rd down touchdown to Coxie.
Thank you,
Dejan Allen getting called for roughing.
Delaying and then making the play in his first week here in Montreal was Darnell Sankey. Staring down the Toronto sideline, making his way over, celebrating with his new teammates.
D-A-N-D. Come on, man. I'm realizing.
Yeah, you know, it's one of those things where taking a look at this penalty again, Dejan Allen, bottom of your line, all 24 shots, so we can see this better, folks. Watch him right here. It's good block, initial pop right there. And gets him spinning, then he goes, and then he just kind of pins him down, and I guess that's roughing. And it wipes out that touchdown. That's calling things tight here tonight.
Blitz is on from the Argos. Desperation time, trying to get it back. Fajardo hit as he throws, and this one incomplete. As Fajardo was watching that one from his back.
How about this kid? Toronto School of Mines. Mason Pierce. Pressure. Toronto's bringing the house. Eat some of that. Throw it out to your receiver. And it's like, this game out of nowhere has been outstanding.
Well, it was the first turnover of the ball game. On that turnover on downs, with Kelly incomplete, pressured by Darnell Sankey, the mark of a great game. And just 6 days after having Montreal turn the ball over several times, but decided McMahon's going to get a touch here. Feeling out the CFL return game, goes for a little jog and heads towards the sideline.
Ran out of room in a hurry there. Great coverage by that special team unit in Montreal. Knowing how important corralling 24 was. Chad Kelly, 1:54 left on the clock.
Yeah, just 22 seconds that time for the Alouettes offensive possession. And Chad Kelly, can he grind his way down the field again?
It's like the possession that will never be talked about, but should be talked about, because when they needed it, it wasn't there.
Ryan Dinwiddie imploring his guys, come on, get to the sidelines, time to go.
Got to regroup here, got to go back to work. Down 7, 1:54 on the clock.
Ryan Hunter kicked out to left tackle still throughout the remainder of this game with Isaiah Cage down. Kelly zips one into the hole. That left sideline.
Yeah.
Deshaun Brissett.
It's just a small window. Check him out. He's just going to run down the sidelines and just kind of right in this area. There's going to be a small window, and Chad says, yeah, I can fit it in there.
Matty, I know the wide side isn't as wide as it used to be, but that's a wild throw.
Yeah, and right in front of Evans, too, right? I mean, Ciante's right there, you know, back in the ball game, which is fantastic. See him out there. Man, that is a tight window and a risky throw. Made it work.
Montreal blitzing Kelly again. Looks left, comes back right. Coxie, double move. Down the sideline. Touchdown, Argos.
Oh, my God.
Bombs away from Chad Kelly.
Ooh-wee. Yeah, Alouette fans are, what just happened? Chad Kelly just happened. Yeah. Wow. This is flat-footed. Just lift it, let Coxie go get it. Flat-footed. Boop. Flick of the wrist. Drop it in on a dime, in stride. Oh, my goodness. Yeah. Picking up his teammate, Dejan Allen, for that roughing call the series before. Oh, nice little route. Ruffin just getting toasted on that. Coxie and Chad Kelly going to work.
The slant, and oh no.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes. Ryan Dinwiddie loves it from Coxie. As the extra point from Beatty is up and through.
That was huge.
4th touchdown of the year for DeMonte Coxie. Statsman John Perlberg giggling as he hands me a sticky note here that says 2 plays, 66 yards.
Yeah, and check this out. Check this out. Little sluggo and a slug. Uh-oh! He's behind me. There it is. Whoop! See ya. Ruffin's going, no. And the ball was just placed beautifully. Just off his back foot, launched it, floated it, dropped it in the bucket. Coxie's 2 series in a row. 2 touchdowns, only counted for 1. Picks up his teammate, Dejan Allen. I know 59's happy about that.
I know it's not the time or place for an MOP discussion, but when we talk about Chad Kelly, a lot of the time people say, oh, yeah, the big name and who his uncle is and all the rest. Back-to-back plays, he makes throws that are as good as anybody in this league.
Against a defense that is as good as any in the league.
In crunch time.
In crunch time, and bringing heat, all kinds of pressure, and he makes those 2 throws. That's impressive. Still got a lot of time here, 1:41. That only took 13 seconds.
Worthy returns this, looking to the wide side of the field, gets a block, turns it up to the 28-yard line where Cody Fajardo goes to work.
13 seconds. Bang, bang. It's crazy. Cassari, nice job on special teams tackle, working hard. Hey, don't forget about that other unit.
Toronto, number 43. It's a 5-yard penalty. We'll re-kick.
Oh, wow.
Make the coverage team run again. So that one goes against Trevor Hoyt while we get the ISO of his former Carleton running mate, Jack Cassar.
Yeah, you're talking about that one. If it's a loss, it won't be a good conversation. If it's a win for the Argonauts, it'll be a funny conversation between those 2 on that play.
Mickey Donovan.
Oh, he's not happy.
Grinding away on specials, trying to commute it. Already had the time count violation that took the field goal for Boris Beatty from 47 to 52 earlier. He still knocked it through.
Yeah.
But Byron Archambault's return unit now saying, hey, let's make the most of this.
Yeah, Donovan and Archambault getting after it here, right? Their units are accountable right now. Game's on the line. They take the forefront. Backed up. This is where Boris Beatty, 72.7 yards per kickoff, comes in handy here after that penalty.
No doubt.
Field goal wins it.
Beatty trying to break his own CFL record for highest average kickoff distance.
Oh my
hammers this one down to the 10-yard line. Worthy picks it up from there. Already better field position than before the return. Now even better. Crosses the 50, the 55, stays on his feet into Toronto territory.
Whew. Boy, this crowd knows it too. Knows how big that is. They can feel it. Everybody's picking up their man. Oh, look at it. He presses it and then bounces back outside. Breaks the tackle right there. Cuts back in. That's just 300-plus yards last week. Yards right there. As big as they come.
What can Fajardo do with 1:24? Cote's got a strong leg. They don't have to be that aggressive, but you'd like to try and move it, and they certainly don't want to rely on trying to finish this one with 3.
Yeah, Cote just missed a long one a while ago, but he's got plenty of leg.
Interesting mind game here. Argo's defense, Corey Mace knows that. Fajardo, 10 career game-winning drives. 4th quarter, he's found a way in his pass. Can he do it once again? Critical, 2nd and 9. 5-man rush. Fajardo stands in, hit as he throws. Ball for grabs. Jamal Peters has got it. Toronto in control. Inside a minute remaining, down the sidelines. And oh, the critical error.
Cody just took one right in the teeth, and he got drilled when he was trying to release that football. And just at the most inopportune moment, turnover. Cody Fajardo taking a shot as he's trying to deliver this football down the field. Doesn't see it coming. Peters says, yeah, all day. And then to tackle out of bounds. 2 yards out of bounds, folks. You're calling things close, call it consistent.
Darius Pickett got him. Jamal Peters gets his 4th interception.
That is huge.
Since returning to Toronto from the National Football League.
That is just huge. Turn of events here. Just when you think you got it figured out.
Chad Kelly have a couple more of those throws in his arsenal. They'll begin with a run. A.J. Ouellette runs the rock for a gain of 4 on this play as they'll reset for 2nd and 6. 49 seconds remaining and already in Boris Beatty's range.
Yeah, that's A.J. doing his thing there, making people miss and picking up yards after contact. Picked up 5 there, had no business picking up any.
Timeout from the Alouettes here is a pair of game-winning drives in the young CFL career of Chad Kelly. I'll just say this as well. Before this one is done, if we get this in the playoffs between these two.
I'll take some of that. Defenses that are just tenacious, just bring it when they want to. I love what Noel Thorpe's doing. I love what Corey Mace is doing with their units defensively. Special teams units are fantastic. Special teams are as good as they get. And then offenses that got firepower and seem can light it up.
They go conservative, hand it off to Ouellette again. Will he go get it himself? Man, he does not want to stop running.
What do you do, Marshall? This is short. You go for it, you kick a field goal.
You take the lead, assuming Beatty makes it. He's looking for exactly how far it's going to be.
A yard away. About a yard away. This is bounce, bounce, bounce. And this is all A.J. Ouellette.
Field goal team getting called here by Ryan Dinwiddie. He thought about it if it was inside half a yard, maybe.
Bouncing, break a tackle. Break a tackle. Keep going. Man, that's just a yard there they need. But I get it. You know, you got Beatty, you can kick it a country mile. And 6 for 7 on lead change and field goal attempts. That ain't bad.
There's 13 players out on the field for both teams. The special teams coordinator screaming instructions. Right. Trying to take the lead from 38 yards away. Boris Beatty. The Argos have won 7 straight on the road. It was a high snap. Beatty swings through it.
How about that? That David Ungerer right there. How about those hands? Guy catches everything thrown his way. 83, David Ungerer knows about it. And here's a look at the kick again. Watch the snap. It is high. He's got to get off his knee, puts it down, marks it beautifully. No doubter from Boris Beatty. Special teams getting it done for the Argonauts late here. This is amazing. That's amazing.
Well, last week, Matty, it was a 22 offensive plays, almost 13 and a half minutes of possession for the Argonauts in the 3rd and 4th quarter. It led to a touchdown drive and a field goal drive. And I said after that game, that is a championship caliber ability to just salt away a game when you want to get out of there, run the rock, control everything about it. Now you're looking at a different way to win a game against the same team 6 days later where, we're down late in the 4th quarter. We haven't done this before.
I mean, dangerous to put yourself in that situation, but I credit Montreal in the second half, 30 minutes of play here for putting them in that situation. But then, like you said, Argonauts somehow found pressure, laid on Cody. He throws a pick, make a couple plays. Beatty pops it through. Great hold by Ungerer. Chad Kelly is like, wow, that was different.
Find a way. What it's all about in the CFL, especially inside 3 minutes. The Argonauts have done that as Montreal have one more counter. It won't be on the return game, as Cody Fajardo has one more shot.
Yep, no timeouts, 15 seconds, down by 3. You probably need 10, 20, 27, 28 yards to get in the Cote range.
Jason Moss and Cody Fajardo, what's your best 27, 28-yard play on command with 15 seconds remaining? Cody loads it up, looks down the field, throws into a tight window. Philpott! He caught the big touchdown. Now he's got a huge play across midfield and stepping out of bounds at the 45 with 7 seconds remaining.
And I can almost guarantee you that he wasn't even going to him, Marshall. He came out of nowhere and snuck that ball.
You needed 27, 28.
He got 30.
30 plus. The offense takes the snap. Cody, quick game, underneath, Speaker goes down. And they get another few plays. You know there were some nervous souls here at Percival Molson going, what are we doing? There's 7 seconds. Catch it, get down. And Cote comes out to try and send this one into silly territory.
How about Fajardo? 15 seconds, needs about 30, gets just that. Then another little 6 or 7 just to tag it on to make it a little easier for Cote. And Cody, veteran presence.
Reset the clock to 5 seconds.
Just phenomenal catch by Philpott out of nowhere.
Ungerer just made the play that his kicker needed on a high snap. It'll be LP Barassa is the snapper. Joseph Zima, the punter, is the holder. David Cote sends this one away from 45. Good snap, good hold! It's blocked! It's blocked! The double blue block, and this game will end.
What?
Toronto.
The penalty is declined. Game is over.
Finds a way. 6-0 now in games decided in the final 3 minutes. They had to come back to do it. They won the last 7 road games coming in, and they had to win their 8th in sensational fashion.
Right down the middle. Gonna get the hand up right here to the left of the center. I think that's Hendricks. Got his big mitt on it. Yeah, that is an insane way to end a football game.
That is quintessential CFL. Ryan Dinwiddie and the Argos figure it out and sweep the Montreal Alouettes in the regular season. The next time these two meet, it'll be in a playoff game. 23-20. Unbelievable CFL game here in Montreal for Kenzie Lalonde down at field level. Matt